First up, looking at the route you'd take from the different spawns. If you spawn out near UN, Roadblock or Ruaf, you want to head through the medical fob, then up to the plane crash, then to Mountain Stash, and over to the route we're about to show you shortly. If you spawn out near outskirts or checkpoint, you want to hit up the stashes in the attachment cabin out here, as well as the USB tent and the black SUV there for the Violet keycard, as well as the 314 key, woodshed for Ledx, Violet keycard in the back of the SUV, up to Mountain Stash, and then out to your Eastern Rocks or Railway. If you spawn at Scav Town, check the 2 gold stashes and then this route we're about to get into right now. So let's go. Heading down into Sunken Village here, we're going to be going into the first building, and now you can get a toolbox here on the left hand side, a duffel up on the table, and gold spawns inside the tent. And you want to run your nose along in every single one of the gold spots we show you today, because things can clip into the ground. If you have trouble grabbing anything, try lying down and using free look and then picking it up that way. In the door here, there's gold spawn as well as various gold spawns throughout this bush, so you want to run your nose through here as well. Just make sure you don't miss anything. Hit up the stash here at the back, then head out to the left, and we're going to check out the stash up in the rocks here. And then from this stash, we're going to look at the ground stash in the bush if it's there, but it's not always there. And then we're going to hit up the most important spot on this run. In the boat here, you can find bitcoins and other things that people can run over in the water, so just check out that. But up here is where you're going to find all your lions, bitcoins, all your valuables for your kappa and ragman quests you can find here. And there's about 6 to 8 different gold spawns, so you can luck out big sometimes, but I can get all my dock case items in a single run doing this. Now we're going to head into the other buildings in Sunken here. On the mattress, there's a good food and med spawn. In this one here, there's a gold spawn on the left-hand side of the desk, as well as food and med spawns along all of the beds here. This is where you can get your noodles and your tashonkas nice and early, as well as your iskaras as well. Now, if you've got the Christmas tree around Christmas time, you can get your baubles just here. I haven't found anything else that spawns there, just the baubles. There's gold spawns inside the mark circle, and what you want to do is make sure you run your nose along the first cut of grass around the circle, because gold spawns can spawn in the grass on the outside more likely than actually in the mark circle itself. As we head into this building on the left here, there's gold spawns in all 3 of the bushes in this building. And then from this one, we want to head down to the boathouse down to the left. We're going to check inside the boat itself for a gold spawn. There's the toolbox on the left there sometimes, and a duffel on the bench. From the boathouse, we're going to head back along the path, and we're going to check this boat here. This is a really good spot for ravens and teapots, I've noticed. There's multiple gold spawns in there. You can pick up heaps of chains. And finally, the last building in Sunken here, we're going to be checking the gold spawn next to the bed, on the red cup on the end of the bench here, as well as on the bit of wood. Another gold spawn in the broken box, and then a gold spawn over next to the barrels. You can find fuel just here on the corner next to these fuels. Food and med up on top, and then there's ammo that you can find through all these boxes as well. As we head up to Blue Fence, there's a couple more gold spawns that we're going to be checking out. There's a fuel spawn just here. A gold spawn inside the first white shack underneath the bed, as well as a grenade box, and the various food spawns in this one as well. Going back out on the other side of the camp, we're going to look at the food spawns on the table, as well as a duffel on the bed. Heading up to the last white shack here, there's a gold spawn on the right. You really want to run your nose along that, it can clip in. Duffel on the bed, as well as a food spawn there. You can find a lot of moonshones. Jacket on top of the door, as well as a few spawn inside the van. Now, as we head over to Scav Bunker here, even if you got the extract, I loot all of this and then I continue the route that I will show you shortly. Various spawns that can be here. As we go down, there's a duffel on the right side of the chair. I'll lighten this up a little bit for you. You can get tech spawns on all of these shelves here. Food items up on the table, and there's good barter items inside the locker here. As we head into the right on the bed here, there's gold spawns that can clip in here, so you want to run your nose along this as well as on top of the nightstand on the left hand side of the nightstand. You can get a gold spawn underneath the bed as well. Good food spawns on the table, and this jacket here seems to be really good for keys. Not so much today though. There's a 3M armor you can get there, as well as a duffel on the bed before you head out. Now, I usually do all of this and then I continue the route that we're about to show you now. Even if I have about 6 minutes left on the clock, I will do this because the chances of getting the Ledx's that are about to show you are high. You can also get Ledx and Bitcoins off dead scavs, so it's worth checking that one out. This spot here has a lot of med spawns, so it's a good chance for a Ledx. Good ammo inside the BTR. A stash over here between the 3 trees. Heading up to USEC camp now though. We've got the tech box here on the left hand side, and then we have a M4 spawn out here on the bed, as well as really good weapons attachments here on the table. Now this next spot, the medical table here, is ridiculously good for Ledx's. I think I found about 8 this wipe alone just on my scav runs. You can get them underneath the bed as well as up on top, and I actually found them in back-to-back scav raids here just recording this. Now there's an MP5 spawn inside the blue barrels there, as well as on the table, a med box just on the corner. As you wrap around this side, there's actually trooper armor next to the text box that can be here, as well as an M4 spawn against the sandbags. And as you head into this tent here, there's a gold spawn on the pallets at the back. There's also 2 gold spawns underneath the cliff here between the sleeping bags, so you want to check that out. Once again, if you have trouble grabbing it, don't forget you can lie down and use free look to grab things. And also there's good weapons attachments there. And finally here at USEC camp, you can get a fully stacked M4 up on top of the rocks, as well as good weapons attachments and ammo as well. It's really good, a good sight line into the other camp, so don't miss this spot. A few other spots that I can't leave without showing you for your scav runs on woods is the Ledx spawns here inside of Woodshed. You can get armor repair kits as well. This is the black SUV at checkpoint I was calling about, that you can get your violet key card spawn on the seat, as well as a 314 key here on the nightstand. The second violet key card spawn is in the back of the SUV here inside a lumber, and the third is on the desk inside a guardhouse. Over at Medical Fob, there's a Ledx spawn inside the crate, as well as on the outside and on the second shelf here inside the tent. Swinging over to plane crash now. All of these spots I'm going to be showing you with the arrows can either be medical, food, or jewelry spawns, so it's worth throwing into your routes because you can get a lot of task items along here, as well as just adding a few rubles to your stash. Once you've finished looting along the actual crash itself, head over to the bush here because there is a stash hidden away. And then from the stash, we're going to be heading up to the top of Spine, where we're going to be going up to Mountain Stash. There's a couple of different spots here we're going to be checking out that have different gold spawns. First one's going to be tucked around to the right here. You're going to be able to find things on the ground, up on the top of the boxes, as well as the chair, and you want to run your nose into the cliff there because things can clip in. You're going to jump up further onto the rocks and down into the bunker, and you can get gold spawns here at the invisible marked circle. And then the final spot that I want to show you today on these scav run routes is over at Scav Town itself. You can check out the duffles up to the left hand side into the attic or on the couch, but there's a good chance to get a graphics card there in the tech spawn, as well as underneath the bed there's some gold spawns and 3M armor on the chair there as well. All of the Scav Town houses have a chance for your white 3M armor, so it's really good early wipe. And up the top here, we've got gold spawns on the bed to the right there, inside of this nightstand, and then underneath the bed as well. And that's everything I've got to show you today. This is a really good mid to late white scav run because you can make a lot of money, because not a lot of people are going towards USEC camp and convoy anymore because they've already done their prep or quests. So you can find those Ledx's on the med tables very, very frequently. I hope this can help you a lot, and check out these other ones if it did.